Yeah, I'm just going to intro it, man. So I'll go into the topic. So yeah, obviously, firstly, welcome back to another episode of Intoxicated Insight. I'll quickly say, so smash the subscribe if you haven't already. With Hatter.
Yeah. What's going on? Give me that one.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. It's Discovery Rap.
Make sure you follow up Hatter as well. So what are your socials, bro?
All my socials, Hatter BTN. HATTER BTN. Ain't hard to find me.
Yeah, just to intro, I think one thing that I didn't do very well last time is actually introduce the exact topics that we're doing. So just to go through the 4 topics, so we're going to try and be brief on them. So we've got vax, anti-vax, and we're just going to kind of the politics behind that. We've got England XI, so a bit of a fun one there. We got a poignant one at the moment, which is, are the royal family racist? Yes or no, and our opinions on that. And then the final one, which is obviously, again, poignant, being in Brighton right now and being with Hatter, the Brighton scene and what our opinions on it. What do you want to kick off with?
Let's start off with, are the royal family racist? I feel like that's a good icebreaker.
Shoot, bro.
All right. So... this is something I've been brought up in a political family, so I never realised that people rated the royal family. If that makes sense. So it never occurred to me for a long time like people actually like the royal family. So I started going to like regular things and regular stuff, and people were like, "Oh yeah, we watched the Queen's speech on Christmas." And I'm like, "Bro, are you mad? What? Who does that?" Like, I watch EastEnders maybe, like obviously, you know what I mean, but. Who watches the Queen give a speech on Christmas? To me, 100%. When I found that out, it's crazy, innit? I never realised, because everyone in my family is like, abolish royal family, royal family. But then I think, especially like as a kid, I lived in London, and no one's on them sort of things. When I say kid, I mean young, innit? I grew up in Brighton, innit? But I moved down from London as a child, basically. Obviously, like when you're young, you never hear them sort of views. But when you move somewhere like Brighton, it's a lot more
diverse.
Yeah, not diverse in a different way, I guess. Because where I lived, 100%. I was probably one of the only white kids in my class, in my area. Do you know what I mean? But when you move down here, it's like people still on this flag-loving vibe. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite surprising sometimes. Like, like people really think the Queen is a cool person, isn't it? Care. Like, it's like, it's like, who cares, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it's just to stop you in your flow and you say like flag-loving people.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with my dad the other day. We were driving past, I think it was like a pub or something that had the flag in the window, the England flag.
Always a pub to avoid. Always a pub to avoid, man.
This is it. And I was saying to my dad, to me, which is wrong in many ways because it's just the flag of our country, but I was saying to me, seeing an England flag published visibly, that to me is like a signal of racism.
But then, then people ruin the flag, innit?
Yeah.
But when you really deep it, it's hard. You can't not ruin the flag, innit? Because the flag stands for so much. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it stands for like what 300. I don't know the amount of years, but of like what imperialism, colonialism, murder. So it's like when people are, the royal family racist, like, okay, well, so the royal family of the world's biggest colonial power, which enslaved however many people, raped and murdered how many people, they're racist. Oh wow, like it's not a surprise. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, without being like super woke, tinfoil hat, it's just obvious, isn't it? Like, people that made huge money off of slavery and murder are racist. Like, they're gonna be racist, innit? Do you know what I mean? And like, the thing with this country is like, you're never gonna get the accurate portrayal of what people in this country think unless you've got a free press. And we ain't got a free press. So like, you look at the Meghan Markle stuff, like, was it almost straight out of Compton was like the headline, innit? It's like, this chick is rich, bro. Like, she's got white family, she's got everything else. Like, I think her mum's mum or something, was it born in Compton? Or like her mum lived in Compton when she was a kid. Like, she's far removed from Compton. But when you say almost straight out of Compton, what does that mean? It means gangs. America, like AK, bat, boys in the hood. And it's like, that's not her. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But it's what everyone associates with it. And then like, she'll do exactly the same stuff as what Kate Middleton or whoever it is will
Sure.
do, and no one will care. And like, I think with the British press, that racism's, well, I don't think it's subtle, but people say, oh, it's subtle, like, but it's not subtle, but it's just ingrained in it.
Do you
So you have
do
two
you
people
think
doing
that,
the same thing?
I was just thinking about that, and do you think that's because the press is racist, or do you think that's because by the press being racist, they know that they'll appeal to their audience more?
Oof. I think that's like a chicken and an egg. I think it's the first one. If you look at history, it's got deep early, but I like it. It's got deep early, but I like it. I think if you look at history, you can whip up support in times of hardship with racism and nationalism, innit? And you know, like what the Tories just passed a law the other day where you have to fly a Union Jack over every government building. How pointless is that? Like, it means nothing, bro. But they passed it. People are like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Giving our country respect to deserves, very rare. But them people have never respected the working classes of this country, and that's where the juxtaposition is. It's like, and what's happened is, you know, like for instance, you get Corbyn is assassinated character-wise because he was what was it, peace talks with the IRA, bruv. There was a Croydon MP, Tory member, who was an actual ex-member of the IRA. No one cares, bruv. But Corbyn went to do peace talks, and it's a big deal. It's like the IRA is the Irish Republican Army that want freedom from an empire that invaded their country 200 years ago and I don't know, colonialized them, whatever. Is that bad? Like, I'm not condoning their methods, but what I'm trying to say is, like, if you have an occupying army, can you really hate on someone from the country hating on their occupying army? No, like, and everyone in this country is like, oh, people from Syria or Libya or why are they coming over here? Why aren't they fighting in their country? Alright, cool. Apply that to Ireland then. So why are you hating on people from Ireland 50 years ago fighting for their country? Like, doesn't make no sense. But what the problem is that no one's aware of the history that Britain created and America and all the other European superpowers, but no one knows about it. Do you know what I mean?
Where do you think that stems from? Because in my opinion, and I think it goes back to primary schools and teaching. And I think it's the same with Black History, isn't it? And it's the case that when Black History Month is there, and obviously there was the big protest with why is it Black History Month? Why is it not Black History?
There is no Black History in school curriculum, though, isn't it?
Exactly. This is my point, and it's saying if you actually teach people about this from a young age, then growing up there will be a dip in racism. But
so it's like Martin Luther King was good and Malcolm X was bad. That's pretty much the Black history you get taught in schools, and then obviously slavery. But it's not that, it runs so much deeper than that, bruv. Like, if you read Malcolm X's autobiography, like, it was such a complex character, and he stood for so much, but people don't know anything about that. It just painted as some mad guy by the window of an AK, but it's so much deeper than that, do you know what I mean? And like, obviously, if you create a culture of ignorance, then it's easier to sway a load of people to be ignorant, isn't it?
Sure.
So like, you can't tell the whole story. Like, if you tell the whole story, people are gonna go, hang on a minute, this is bollocks.
Yeah.
First time I swore. We got in nicely, innit? We got in nicely, but that's what happened. Like, people are gonna realise it's not true. Like,
no.
And that's what the problem is. The problem is that there's so much misinformation that people can't wade through what's true and what's not.
Yeah, and the thing is, obviously, you're brought up to believe your teachers and stuff like that. So if someone is telling you, actually, this is true, and you're saying, well, no, my teacher told me this, so this is...
But not just your teachers, your parents, innit?
Exactly.
So if your parents are wrong, like, and obviously no one wants to believe their parents are wrong. You know, them primary school arguments were like, my dad said, my mum said this. You know
my dad will beat you up.
My dad will beat you up. Like, no one wants to admit their parents are wrong, innit? You get me? And probably people now don't want to say until you're this age, like, oh, okay, my parents was chatting rubbish. Like, yeah. And that's because...
And it's a subconscious as well, so obviously it goes down to subconscious, conscious thoughts, and your subconscious actually rules over your conscious thoughts. So read a book about it, there's loads of different books about it, but ultimately what you're taught as a child will become your subconscious thoughts, which mean actually if you've been brought up, fed into a Tory culture, then ultimately, whether you like it or not, that will be embedded within your system, within your data, and you will think in that nature until you're able to come over those subconscious thoughts, and the only way to overcome them is to acknowledge them. To say, actually, I was taught this is wrong, so I'm going to overcome this. But people don't.
That's big facts. And like, I think the other problem is that this is where the problem starts. Not just starts, but it's one element of the problem, because you can't say where the problem starts. It's a huge endemic problem that's been around for years. But the thing is, like, this whole thing of like, so what they've done is Labour, or the left wing, has lost the vote of like the working class, which is not true to the complete degree in it, but there's an element of truth in it, right? And that's because they've been sold this myth that it's immigrants' fault, or the working class, we've been sold this myth that as, you know, people come over from theirs fault, and it's easy to blame it on like all these periods in history, like it's their fault, not the government that's gutting services and pushing people against each other, and all the other hundreds of things that I can't even get into and summarise in this one podcast. Do you know what I mean? It's like, like you'll talk to someone, for instance, I had a radio show, and I was waved, so I was like, wait, I'll get the bus. So I've done this radio show, I was like, I'll get the bus, and I get the bus. So I jumped on the bus now because I'm waved. And there's a guy in there, and he's like, ha, and I'm like, sick, it's a fan, like, you know, cool, come sit, chill, all that. And he's like, I didn't know you lived out this way, where he was going. I'm not gonna say where he was going, you know what I mean, just because, you know, private life and that. And I was like, it's good to get out of the, you know, Brighton ends, wherever I grew up, and live somewhere else, not far but near. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, this guy's cool. And then his friend goes, it's like them immigrants at Calais. I'm like, yo, what? And it's the thing, people fully believe, it's like there's millions of them. Millions of them, I'm like, millions, bro. Millions, There were, I think, what I heard, the height of it, from what I heard, there's 4,000 people, bro. And people fully believe there's 1 million people, like an army, just waiting at Calais, like with swords or coming to sacrifice people in the name of Allah, whatever it is. It's like, and like the discrimination because of race, and all that, like, do you hate, so it's like, who do you hate then, bro? Do you hate Polish man, or do you hate Albanian man, or do you hate the Sudanese guy, or the Nigerian guy, or the Eritrean guy? Like, which one do you hate? Because it seems like you hate everyone, but then when it comes to the crunch, when people are fairer skinned, you hate them less, really, innit? You get annoyed by the Polish kids with the van, but what you're really annoyed at is the Sudanese brother that's trying to hide in the bike rack to come to Calais. But when you look at the numbers of this country and the numbers of people there, it's light, bro. It's so light, but it's manipulated to make people angry, innit? And it's easy to do that. So when you don't talk about all the white nonsense in England, like, there's bare, do you know what I mean? I used to work in care homes and that, looking after kids that have been taken away from their families. I can vouch.
Well, I mean, I won't say any names, but I have a friend that works in kind of that area of the police force, like looking into those sorts of crimes, and she basically said, I'll drive down any street with you, and I could point out houses on pretty much every street where these sorts of crimes have happened.
Exactly, bro. And people think, like, you know, and I think what the problem is like, this is do you know what, me and my girl was talking about this, and I think this is quite an interesting thing, innit? Because it's like, if you grow up in a city, so say me, I used to live in London when I was a youth, and I grew up in Brighton, and the area that I grew up in Brighton, like Lewis Road, was like, if you go to the bottom of Lewis Road, man's opening a beer with the G's. Okay, if you go down Lewis Road, like by the BP garage, by the studios and that, it's like a multicultural area. Do you know what I mean? You got the Afro-Caribbean hair shop, you got the Afro-Caribbean barbers, and like, I had some mates that used to live in the estate down there. Shout out to Jamal. Miller's downstairs. He used to live down there, and it's like a different vibe to most of Brighton. Do you get what I'm saying? You've got like black shops, black-owned shops, Arab-owned shops, whatever it is. Do you get what I'm saying? And so if you grew up with people like that, and even from before when I was in London as a kid, you gain that understanding. Do you understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't have that understanding. So
100.
From where you're just anywhere, and you're hearing, this person blows this up, they do this, they do that, of course you're going to believe it, innit? And that's what the problem is. But so this is the issue, innit? So me and my girls talking about this, it's like, do I want to live in a city, so I give my kids an education on that, but then it comes with all the madness, not just what the youths are doing, but the political madness, or do I just want to move somewhere else and just lay low, bruv. Like,
yeah, I think there's benefits to both, isn't there? Nas talks about it in Daughters, doesn't he? He saes like,
I love that song. That's a great song.
It's a great song. Yeah.
That
But I think
might be controversial opinion.
No, you're not about to say it's his best song.
No, not best song.
Right, okay.
But I'm saying it might be his best album, though.
Right, okay, conversation for another day. We're not.
No, let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
That is off topic, but no way, like, bro.
Are you gonna say Almighty?
Oh nah, for me, like it was written. I think it's
it was a great album.
It was written, and even like King's Disease, which is his newest album, which just got won the Grammy. But
it's not his best album, but people need to. I don't think it's his best album, but I said it to draw you out because I know how hip hop fans how they get.
Yeah.
But I think people need to put more respect.
Yeah,
on
that
Life
is it is a good album. It is a good album. But yeah, anyway, where I was going with that, I think he says that he put his daughter through both private and public education just to give her the experience of both.
Well, it's a deep thing because I think it's a difficult thing for any man. Because like the way we're raised, anything we do is like, yo, get as many girls as possible.
Yeah,
do it. Girls ain't nothing. Run through girls, like. And then what? You have a daughter and you're suddenly like.
Yeah.
You look at her and you're like, rah, like what if someone, I ain't got a daughter, right, but I am the oldest of 7 and I got, okay, I'm about to look bad. Yeah, I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I had to think about it. I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, yeah. And I was raised by my mum, really. Like I know my dad, I'm not throwing no shade on my dad, but he wasn't there. You get me? And I got a stepdad, but there was a gap, and you get what I'm saying? So the only constant in my life was my mum. So I understand the power of females, but a lot of people, even me though, when I was in my little, you know, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, like young roadman phase, it's like women ain't shit, women ain't this, women ain't that, but really it's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? It's just some dumb stuff. It's like it comes from an opinion that's not from you. It comes from someone else. And really you don't, like, you know that whole thing was that, oh, do you like her? No, I don't even like her, bro. Like, you know, like, I'm not even feeling her like that. Oh, I don't even like her, mate. Do you know what I mean? And what that is pressure, innit? Yeah. Because you're told, oh, if you like a girl, you look weak or something.
Exactly.
So if a man asks you if you like her, you're like, no. It's pressure suddenly. And like, that's where I think that whole situation is wrong. Like, if you put more respect on women, then the whole thing's going to add up more. Do you know what I mean?
100%. See, this is, and I'll reference this in the last version of this podcast with Season, and it's the beauty of it. You go off on a tangent, which we have.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've gone off on a deep one. I'll bust some jokes soon, but
nah, but it's good. It's good.
Like a revolutionary today,
I mean, I guess to wrap it up and to answer the question. So, are the royal family racist?
Oh yeah, I mean, 100%, bruv. Like, you're looking at the most racist institution in the world that profited off racism the most. So like, dumb question, innit? Not from you, but just in general. Like, if anyone's like, oh no, like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
like, come on, man. Pattern up, man. Like,
yeah, and for me, it goes back to, I'm not sure if you've seen recently. See, this shows my knowledge of the royal family. So not Prince Harry, the other one. What's his name?
Andrew,
he's losing his hair.
The Nancy one.
No, the other one.
William, innit?
William, yeah. Prince William. So recently, I'm sure you've seen one.
We're about to get cancelled, bro.
But I'm sure you've seen on the news and that. So ever since it's been like obviously released on the Oprah interview, the royal family are racist. He's come out with loads of black friends and been
like, oh my god, the black to carry him in that.
That like. He's tried to be clever, but it's gone.
Alright, the only good thing about the royal family, I'll tell you this, yeah, for anyone that was about in Brighton back in the day, yeah, and certain people might know, innit, when the wedding happened, the Kate Middleton thing, whatever.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Where are we now? We're near Easy Hours, yeah, we're near Easy Hours in Brighton. Listen, a road back, 2 roads back, abandoned house, big party, bro. That is the only good thing that ever happened from a royal wedding ever. Anything other than that, dead. The man turned it into a party, we locked it down. There was a little alleyway off the warehouse. Man was selling weed in the alley. Man was making money. Not me, some other guys, innit, allegedly. But it was a vibe. That was the only good thing that ever came from the royal family ever.
Right. Well, to answer the question, are the royal family racist?
100%.
Yes.
100.
Yes.
Cameraman, he says 100%.
Yeah.
He knows. Oh yeah, well, am I looking in? 100%. Give me anything to look into, I'll say it. This one too, 100%. Yeah, it's nice. I've done that a lot of times. It's a nice way to add some sauce to a track.
Yeah.
Go on. No. Someone reckons they know what the England 11 is, so let's hear it, man.
Yeah, someone reckons I do. I'm not gonna lie. Get at me. Right, okay. So I'm gonna just say each position. I'm gonna say if it's a bit of a.
I reckon we should do Arsenal 11, bro.
After. And that can be
say no more.
easy, but yeah, we'll go there, gunners.
We'll do Arsenal 11 after.
Right, okay. England. So we're starting goal, obviously. So like I was saying off camera, basically, I think the two people that most people would agree are in the cut is Nick Pope
and Pickford.
Yes, so I'll be honest, I don't like either of them. So Nick Pope is a great shot stopper, but gangly with his feet. And really ugly as well, which is not great for the visual aspect of
that criteria for the
So
put it this way, yeah. Are England out from the back team?
That's a good question. Actually, before I go into this, I'm going to say this is
naming your 11.
This is my team. This is not Southgate's 5 at the back, dead. Yeah. Right. Okay. So in goal, I'm just going to go Pickford. So World Cup, unreal. Yes, for Everton, he's been shit, but I like him. So Pickford at the back. Right, left back, Luke Shaw. Don't like him. He's fat. He's ugly. His hair's shit. But he has done well this season for United, so you can't argue with it. So Luke Shaw, left back. 2 CBs. We got Slabhead as one of them, and we got Stonesy. Stonesy, lad. We got Stonesy. And then right back, this is one that's up for debate. So personally, I would still go Trent, just because you can have a bad season, you can have a bad patch of form, but you don't use class. What is it? So class is permanent, right? So I'm gonna stick with Trent right back. Although James for me is a very good second option, and we're not even mentioning people like Walker, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and Wan-Bissaka, who, to my knowledge, has sacked off the England fold because he's never been given a chance. So back 5: Pickford, Shaw, Maguire, Stones, and I'm still going Trent.
Okay.
I'm playing 2 centre mids.
Yeah.
So Hendo for me has got to be in there. Skip for Liverpool, so Hendo, and you know what? I'm gonna go Mount in there, right? So Hendo and Mount.
I agree with that.
We're then gonna go on the left, Sterling.
Yeah.
Behind the striker, I'm saying Grealish.
Yeah.
And on the right, Sancho.
Snake.
And up top, unfortunately, I have to say Kane.
Snake.
Rashi ain't getting in there for me. No. What are you saying?
Alright, listen, on keep it 100. To anyone that's watching, if you think I'm an international expert on international football, it's complete lies. I'm not. I just watch the Premier League and I might watch a bit.
Yeah, I respect it. To be fair.
I'm not an international football guy at all, but I will try and tell you my best 11, and then I'll tell you my best Arsenal 11 after.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go for Pope in goal. I don't trust Pickford. It's too reckless. I like him, but he just looks like
makes mistakes though.
He just looks like he's been out in Manny doing pingers in like a warehouse party for too long. You know them guys. He just. I don't know if anyone grew up in an area with loads of crazy white boys, but he looks like the guy that robs you for your bike or tries to rob you for your bike, innit? Yeah. So that's what Pickford looks like to me. So I don't trust him. So I'm gonna go for Pope. Yeah. I'm gonna say you can only really say Maguire or Stones. Mm-hmm. Who else are you gonna put in there? There's no one.
Mingsy for the left foot.
Mingsy's alright, but he's not.
Mingsy's
cool, but this is the problem with the England team. Like, whatever you want to say, you can say whatever you want to say about where certain teams are right now, and but really, is a Villa player should be first choice centre back? No, not really, bro. Yeah, they're not doing nothing in it. So, shout out to the Villa man, obviously. And then alright, right back and left back.
Shaw's a certainty. Chilwell's a baller.
Chilwell's cool now, but you know what? Shaw, like you said, and do you know what else I like about Shaw is that he came back. Because you know, remember, like, he's fat. Yeah. He's not nothing.
He is fat, to be fair.
He is definitely fat, but as a left back, he's good, no?
He's good.
So right back, who did you have?
I said Trent. I'm going to stick with my guy.
Okay, I feel like right backs are very heavily.
Yeah. So James, if it were to be James, I'll be happy with it.
But if it's okay. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. I'm going to say it on purpose just because, I'm going to go for AMN. Yeah? My brother Dat. Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles is a shagger, by the way. Bird catcher. Bird catcher.
Do you know what?
We're trying to get the clip in there, but bird catcher.
He puts in a shift, bruv. Listen, yeah. I like British players, yeah, that are from the gutter. Do you understand? Tony Adams, yeah. Martin Keane is actually a posh guy, but he's on stuff in it. But you know the guys that are just on it. Bruv, listen. Ainsley Maitland-Niles told his own mum, "You're too raggo, innit? Leave me alone." Yeah, he's dedicated to his craft. People need to put more respect on his name. I think Arsenal don't put enough respect on his name.
I agree. I think he should be Arsenal's first choice right back. I'm just going to say that. Bellerin's shit. Cedric is okay on his day, but not good enough.
But Maitland-Niles understands what it means to play for Arsenal, and in conjunction with that, he understands what it means to play for England.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Then I'm going to go Declan Rice.
D part, baby. Declan Rice.
Yeah, Declan Rice. Come on, man. I think Declan Rice is a baller.
He is a baller, to be fair.
Then I'm going to go Hendo.
Hendo's got
to have Hendo, innit? Then I'm going to go Sterling. Because you can't really not go Sterling, innit? Then I'm going to switch it. Obviously, I'm biased, innit? I'm going to go Saka on the right.
Yeah.
And then, bruv, like, look, I hate Spurs. I've been brought up my whole life to burn anything to do with Spurs.
Facts.
But
Facts.
Kane, bro.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
Kane is probably the best
I
striker.
think you missed out on attacking mid.
Did I miss out on number 10?
Yeah.
Bro, I was trying to slide that one, man. England, number 10.
You got a few options, right? You got Maddison. I put Grealish, personally.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think Grealish for now.
Yeah.
But I think if you give it 1-2 years, you might see a guy from Croydon. He might sneak up in there, innit? But
Alright, let me just get a little view. Yes. Ryan Wallace, this is for you, lad. For you, lad. Stonesy, lad.
listen, man has opened a beer with another beer. Where I'm from, we just open it with like a key or a knife or something.
Yeah,
so I gotta give respect to that. Fuck the vaccine. What's another question?
Yeah, really? You're not on it?
No, we'll do it, but it's a boring question though. And it's
You think?
No, you know what people need.
Nah, because like I agree. It's a boring question to say vax or anti-vax. But it's not a boring question to say, oh, so if you want to go on holiday, you need to do this. If you want to go to the pub, you need to do this.
Let's elaborate. Let's go on to that.
Are we live?
We're all ready.
Drunk as fuck, B.
Right, okay, so I'll just do a little intro. So we are going, so what have we've gone for, so royal family racist, royal family racist, not racist. Obviously we've gone racist, which is the right answer. Then we've gone for England XI and we've gone for England right, my mouth ain't working. England XI and Arsenal XI, and now we are moving on to
the vaccine scene.
So, vax, anti-vax, baby. So I think we're both in agreement. So to answer the question, vax or anti-vax is whatever you want to do. So whatever you feel is right, do that. But we want to get more into the nitty gritty. So the way.
Laurie's drunk, man.
Right, where I stand on it is, I think you should do whatever you want to do, as I've just said. But
That's
what I don't,
Bait cop out.
what I don't agree with is the government making you do things. Right, okay, so let's put yourselves in the shoes of a 19-year-old, right, okay? So you want to go to a festival, you want to go to the pub, you want to go on holiday, but actually you don't want to take the vaccine. Well, to do any of those things that I've just mentioned, you have to take the vaccine. That is what I don't agree with, but I'm not sure where you stand.
Yeah, obviously, same. Basically, it's a chance of. It's a thing of choice, right? So every other, BCG, this and that, rare, whatever it is, it's like it's tried and tested. Okay, it's cool. I guess next time, don't ask me for my opinion.
Smoke.
But listen, my thing is this. it's not been around for that long. If you want to get it and you're old, go get it, bro. No one's stopping you, innit?
Have you had your first dose?
I had nothing. My nan, my granddad, they got it. Cool, do your thing. I don't mind.
I thought you were in the age bracket.
No. Oh, how old are you, bro? How old is this guy, bro? Yeah, man, I need to understand. How old are you?
23.
23. Oh, you're young still. I'm 28 though.
Nah.
So I'm a little way
I'm on track shit, so I had a few days.
How old are you?
No, I am.
You are 23. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Bust me. Because I'm 28. Yeah. So I ain't got no
Prime.
I ain't got a seasoning them, man. They might got a letter, man. But don't worry about them, man. Innit? Listen, my thing is this, and it's straight, and this applies to almost anything. Apart from the old people that are scared, which I understand, because the hysteria is wiped up. But listen, this vaccine, cool, it got created a year ago, yeah? I ain't passed a lot of checks. Do what you gotta do. If you wanna get vaccinated so you can go and do all these things, that's cool, bro. You do your thing, innit? But them things that you got vaccinated to do just got cancelled again.
Yeah, boss.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter, innit? Right? So you can't go on holiday anyway. If you got vaccinated so you could go on your holiday in May, you still ain't going on your holiday in May, right? So, you know, get your vaccination. But when you're telling me there's a choice, but I might need a vaccination passport to go to the pub, or I might need a vaccination passport. There's no choice, bro. Right?
You're right. And
I think the problem is with this country and this whole culture, like we were talking about before, is it turned into like a totalitarian vibe, innit? We ain't got no choice really. So I'm gonna tell you, oh, you got this choice, but what is your choice? So yeah, you don't have to get the vaccine, but you can't get a job. You can't go to a pub. You can't. Do you know what I mean? And that's my problem. And I haven't got no problem with the vaccine specifically. No. I'm not one of them like, yo, the vaccine gave people autism and rare. That's not really what I'm on.
No,
I haven't researched into it enough, and the research that I have seen, I think it's a little bit sticky in it. So I'm not, you know what I mean?
Well, sticky.
And I do my research. That's something I was thinking on. Wow, that's my thing. Yeah. So I don't think that you're not gonna get it autism. Like no. But what I'm trying to say is that imagine you have a choice. Yeah. That's the important thing.
Yeah, I think the scary thing about it is obviously they're saying you have a choice, which technically you do.
But you don't know.
Exactly, it's masking the choice because all the things that you, exactly. So it's like you have a choice, but actually,
so yeah, big man, you don't get it, and you can live in a wood on your own, and send carrier pigeons to all your mates. It's cool, man. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But if you want to get it, then you gotta have an Instagram, and you know what I mean. Facts. That's what it is, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean. For you to get Instagram, you gotta show them your vaccine supplement. It's stupid, man. It's stupid.
It's facts. So yeah, I mean, like
you're definitely getting no YouTube ads for that one.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we're gonna close things off. We're gonna close the curtains with the Brighton scene right now.
Brighton scene right now.
It's buzzing, look at it. It's
yeah,
buzzing,
what's the question?
Let me think of a good question. If you were to be a betting man and you had £1,000 and you had to put that £1,000 on one artist from Brighton to make it to the top, who's that?
It's a stupid question, bro. It's an idiotic question, man. It's easy, man. It's RD, innit?
Yeah,
of course. That's my little Brody there, man. That's RD. Cause I'll tell you why. Because this is why. I met RD when he's 13 years old, yeah? And I was, I don't know, it must have been 20 if he was 13, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's a little youth, and he's been through whatever hardships he's been through. But when I met him, we were talking about rapping. He's already got it prepared.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the first time I was like, yeah, I'll record you, he just sprayed 32 bars of pain about his life. And I was like, yo, who the hell is this kid, bro? So what's happened, obviously, he's gone a little journey. And obviously, if anyone's followed his freestyles, he raps about everything. You get me? So obviously, he's blown up doing this one thing. But if you know what he's capable of, and you've seen what he's done before, you know that he's going to go
much deeper
even further.
Definitely.
And he's got so much more to give. He's got so much more to give than that one thing. Trust me. Like, he's the artist, and he will be and yeah, like he's the guy that I put that £10 on 100%. Not only just because of talent, because of hard work. And everyone knows that talent and hard work, like, they don't mix too much. Like, it's two different things. So yeah, definitely.
That's it. What did I say? So hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah, 100%, man. Whatever like cheesy studio office that's up in, is the truth, innit? It's the truth, man. And I fell victim to that way too many times. Because when we were younger, yeah, that's the thing. When we was younger, me and my boy Marissa, yeah, we used to be like the RDs of that generation, but it was a local thing. With like 17, 18, yeah. So
yeah.
you get Skinny Man and Low Key and all them sort of man performing at Concord, yeah. We'd be supporting them.
I'm sure.
Right? Every night, bro. Like every month. Get what I'm saying? 17, 18 years old. But no one ever knew about putting no music out. Do you get what I'm saying? Or whatever it was, we didn't know about it. So we'd just be there, just doing all these shows. And just like, back in the day, used to be a thing like, where like if a man from out of town came down to Brighton, like you'd have to just do something in it. So it'd be like, oh, you know, bring a load of bag of man down to a gig, and if, I don't know, I'm not gonna say no names in it, but famous rappers playing, everyone swamps them, tries to rob them, and then they run off, and everyone's like, yeah, Brighton, because no one respected Brighton.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, it's slept off the time, man.
Facts, innit?
Yeah.
Facts, a lie. Facts.
That's
facts.
Man.
Like, man, does you say what you want to come?
Guys from Brighton, mate, honestly,
And they say, what, you want to come down to the seaside? No, you can't do that unless you pay no respect. And if you don't want to pay no respect, it's gone. So that's why people stop coming Brighton on their tours and this and that. But the Brighton scene's healthy. It's brilliant. So my favourite artist right now is no order. I've always got to say Seasoning because it's my bridging.
Bro, like, Season's a goat.
Personally, for me,
go,
personally for me, that's my most talented person I know.
See, I was gonna say, like, I'm wearing the Discovery Management jumper right now, and we want to do stuff with Season because. Not just because he's a great guy, but in my opinion, and I think you'll agree, Season has the potential to be one of the best artists in the country. Full stop.
In my opinion, Season doesn't have the potential to be the best artist in the country. Season is one of the best artists in the country, but
facts.
He just gotta do something different. That's all it is. I mean, music-wise, you can't.
No, music-wise. What do you think holds him back?
I don't know, you have to ask him, bro, if you get me. That's the truth. Like, but whatever it is, whatever you want, you gotta go extra for it. Yeah? And everyone I know, listen, this is what I'm gonna say, everyone I ever knew that did their thing, whether I respected what they were doing or not, they went extra for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, what's the first person? Rizzle Kicks, yeah? 2010, 2011, like, I might not have respected what they were doing, but I knew them, and they doubled down. You get me? They went so hard for it. You understand? T done the same thing like 2013, 2014. T was undeniable. He's still undeniable now, and that might not have been T's fault, and he still applies it. I'm not saying he's done anything wrong, but I'm saying he's got to keep pushing how he was pushing before. Yeah. And with me, it's the same thing. Like, I've been rapping for years, bro. Right? And I can say, like, look, I played at Outlook Festival, played at Concord, I've rapped with this person, I rapped with that. Yeah, I've done bare. I've been on tour, I've done this, I've done that. Yeah, but was it with me, though? It wasn't really with me. It was bringings. Like, me and Eyes played at Outlook, supported J Hus. Yeah? It was there. We've done it. Do you get me? Do you get what I'm saying? We went and played in Ibiza. Same thing. Private jet, all this through Rag and Bone, man. It's not down to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a certain time you have to hold accountability for yourself and say, what's my music really saying, though? Yeah? Do you get what I mean? Like, I've been around all these people my whole life, but what am I as an artist trying to say? And that's what we're doing this year. And that's what we're going to do for the rest of this year. So people see it, they understand it. So the Brighton scene's healthy, so healthy. And what I like about it is that you got people like TBC, Brighton Cypher, trying to get people involved.
100.
And that's RD, that's Dread, that's everyone.
Yeah, it's thriving right now.
Listen, for me and Miller, yeah?
Yeah.
There was never nothing, bruv. You know what I'm trying to say to you? If you was a rapper from Brighton, that was it,
They
bruv.
didn't want to know.
Man said you was gay, bruv. That was
I used
it.
to be in it. I used to be.
We used to have to go to London to clash, man, from like pirate radio stations just to prove it wasn't gay.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Or anything like.
How much more motivation does that give you?
I don't care about that shit. But what I care about is the community that I grew up in, that I represent, that I help young youths in, becoming something that means something. That's what I care about, yeah? So I tell you, 6 months a year, there'll be a Seaside something Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
God, there's too much talent.
Hear that?
There's too much talent.
Yeah, it's due to bust, mate.
There's too much talent, bro, and there can't be nothing else. And I'll end it there, but there's too much
100%.
talent. Too much talent.
Well, it's facts though. Oi, my brother. Well, I appreciate you, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed your time?
I've loved it, man. I just feel like I got, you know what I mean? I'm a political guy, man. I feel like I got too political.
If you got like 30 seconds to summarise not only your experience today on the podcast, but your experience with Discovery, how would you describe it?
Alright, cool. So my experience with Discovery, I rate it fully to the most 100%. There's someone that's, we haven't got a platform on the South Coast, and this is someone that's trying to create one. So I love that, most definitely, because that's the thing that we're lacking. We haven't got no platform, we haven't got no GRM Daily, we haven't got no this, we haven't got no that. We just got people fending for themselves, trying to promote themselves, and that's the thing that's wrong. And other than that, anything I said wasn't wrong. I was right. And if you listen to it,
Facts.
that's good. You know what I mean? Listen to yourself.
My bro.
Let's go. Done, man. Love.
Bro, give it a little
Yeah!
No, it's true though, mate. Brighton is.